One could see the two men weaving through flashes of blade light and sword shadows, darting and shifting with incredible agility. Their weapons had been driven into two swirling masses of cold gleam, clashing against each other from time to time, neither gaining the upper hand. Hanli watched for a while, but still couldn't make sense of what he was seeing. He only felt that the fight was lively and visually impressive, yet he couldn't tell which moves were superior techniques and which were flawed. As for who was actually more skilled, that was far beyond what a layman like him could discern. Junior brother Han, I wonder under which martial uncle you were training? Coming out of seclusion now, your strength must have improved significantly, right? Little Abacus finally couldn't hold back and respectfully asked about Han Li's master. It had to be known that every inner sect disciple of the Seven Mysteries Sect would, after 2 years of basic training in the 100 Forge Hall, normally be sent to bow and take a master under an elder generation disciple, learning more profound martial arts. Only after completing their apprenticeship could they take on official duties within the sect. Of course, that was merely the usual path. If a disciple performed exceptionally well in the entrance assessment, they could skip the 2 years of basic training and directly enter the Seven Perfections Hall, even being taken in as direct disciples by one of the sect masters and taught the sect's ultimate techniques. That was truly a carp leaping over the dragon gate, soaring straight into the heavens. During the 2 years of basic training, if someone still stood out, they might be taken in as a personal disciple by elders, hall masters, or honorary elders. Although such disciples' prospects could not compare to those of the sect master's disciples, they were still far more valued than ordinary disciples. Hearing that Han Li had just come out of seclusion somewhere, and having never seen him before, Little Abacus naturally assumed he must be a disciple of some high-ranking figure within the sect, and thus respectfully tried to build a connection. I was taken in as a disciple by an honorary elder a few years ago. As for which one exactly, I'm not at liberty to mention his esteemed name. Han Li clearly understood his intentions, but still put on a slightly bashful expression, while deliberately adding a hint of pride to his tone. Is that so? Senior brother Han is truly fortunate. Your status within the sect will surely be high in the future, and your prospects are boundless. If there's a chance, I hope senior brother can look after me a little. Seeing that Han Li was unwilling to reveal his master's name, Little Abacus didn't press further. In any case, any honorary elder would be far stronger than his own master. His tone immediately shifted. With senior brother Han's talent, he is clearly no ordinary man. Great success is just a matter of time. He continued flattering him. This guy looks so dark and dull-witted. How did he even get an honorary elder to take him as a disciple? Meanwhile, someone as clever as me doesn't have any big shot willing to take me in, Little Abacus muttered inwardly, though his expression became even more respectful. Han Li noticed how the other man's attitude had changed so drastically, even going from junior brother Han to senior brother Han, and found it somewhat amusing. However, he did not look down on him at all. Flattering the powerful and clinging to influence was simply human nature. Everyone wanted a better life and a higher position. Not to mention, from his name alone, this man was clearly someone skilled at scheming and maneuvering. Still, Little Abacus was bound to be disappointed. What Han Li had just said was not entirely false, but his identity as a disciple of that honorary elder was merely nominal. In the Seven Mysteries Sect, even an ordinary disciple could likely knock him down with ease. Treating him as a towering tree to rely on was probably a serious misjudgment. While Han Li inwardly smiled wryly, he continued listening to Little Abacus's flattery as if nothing was unusual, occasionally responding out of courtesy. If senior brother Han were to step in, he would surely sweep that swordsman off his feet without effort. Absolutely. As Little Abacus kept talking non-stop with praise, he also covertly observed Han Li's every move. That's strange. A disciple of an honorary elder should have deep inner strength and decent skills. So why can't I see through this guy at all? His temples aren't even slightly raised, and there's no trace of energy in his eyes. He looks completely like someone who doesn't know martial arts. The more he observed, the more puzzled he became. Winner decided, Han Li said lightly, interrupting his thoughts. Little Abacus was startled and quickly turned his gaze back to the arena. Sure enough, the man wielding the blade had already thrown his weapon aside. One of his arms was gushing blood, while the other pressed tightly against the wound. His face was ashen, clearly unwilling to accept defeat. That was understandable. Both fighters had been evenly matched. It was only a moment of carelessness and falling for the opponent's trick that cost him the match. Seeing this, Little Abacus let out repeated sighs of regret. What's going on? What's so unfortunate? Hanli hadn't been able to discern the deeper details, but with such a ready commentator beside him, it would be a waste not to ask. If the side this match was betting on, Wang Depeng's side, had won, they would have secured 3 victories, and the final round wouldn't even be necessary. What a pity they still lost. Oh, anyway, it doesn't matter. There's only the final match left now. The person from Wang Depeng's side is the most skilled among our batch of disciples. His Thunder Rush Blade art is extremely fierce and powerful, capable of shattering stone and cutting through metal. I'll be satisfied just to see Senior Brother Li's signature blade technique. No matter who Zhang Changgui's side sends out, we're bound to win. Xiao Suanpan had been somewhat dejected at first, but soon became excited, clearly full of confidence in Senior Brother Li. Already the final match? Han Li responded casually, thinking to himself, who exactly is this Senior Brother Li? I don't know him at all. At that moment, a cold-faced youth stepped out from Wang Depeng's side. He carried a long blade that gleamed with a chilling light. Step by step, he walked to the center of the field, then said nothing and closed his eyes. Senior Brother Li, Senior Brother Li, Senior Brother Li. Seeing this young man appear, everyone outside the arena became excited. They shouted his name in unison again and again, each cry louder than the last. The roars shook the entire venue, and at that moment there was no distinction between wealthy and poor disciples. Only unified cheers for this young man. Is this Senior Brother Li very famous? What's his background? Hanli asked in surprise. You don't even know Senior Brother Li? Wasn't I in seclusion for several years? Right, I forgot about that. My memory really isn't good. I just can't imagine there would be any disciple in the Seven Mysteries Sect who doesn't know Senior Brother Li. I completely forgot you were in seclusion, Senior Brother Han. Xiao Suanpan suddenly realized and quickly apologized. Can you tell me about this Senior Brother Li? Of course, Senior Brother Han. All of us younger disciples know his deeds very clearly. Seeing that Zhang Changgui's side had not yet sent out anyone to face Senior Brother Li, Xiao Suanpan began recounting the many legends of this famous figure. Senior Brother Han, I'm not exaggerating. Senior Brother Li's story is known not only to our group of disciples, but even many older senior brothers are familiar with it. Back then, he became spirited and began narrating Senior Brother Li's story to Han Li with great enthusiasm, looking so animated and spitting words everywhere that it seemed as if he himself were the protagonist of the tale. After listening to Xiao Suanpan's detailed account of Senior Brother Li's deeds, it truly did have something of a legendary quality. Senior Brother Li also entered the mountain 4 years ago. Of course, he was not from the same examination batch as Han Li. He failed to pass the assessment in one go and thus became an outer disciple. However, in the test 6 months later, he not only ranked first in all categories, but also, in the final sparring against senior brothers, became the only person to withstand over 30 moves. This record broke all previous results for registered disciples and attracted the attention of many high-ranking figures. After inspection, however, it was shocking to find that Senior Brother Li's aptitude was only average, with limited potential for growth. This disappointing assessment meant no high-ranking figure took him as a direct disciple. After 2 years of basic training, he ended up apprenticing under an ordinary enforcer elder, learning only a few standard martial arts techniques. The Thunder Rush Blade art was just one of the fairly ordinary mid-level martial arts of the Seven Mysteries Sect. If things had ended there, Senior Brother Li would not have been considered a legend. At most, a case of initial brilliance followed by decline. But soon after, relying on this unremarkable Thunder Rush Blade art, he unexpectedly shone in the following year's competition among younger disciples. breaking into the top 16 and becoming the only new disciple ranked so highly. This once again made him the focus of the sect. In subsequent competitions, Senior Brotherly fought with great ferocity and unstoppable momentum each time, achieving high rankings and bringing pride to the new disciples. In last year's grand competition, he even took third place. The top two were both disciples who had entered the sect over a decade ago. Although they were considered part of the younger generation, they were already 27 or 28 years old, and their internal cultivation was far deeper than his. Many disciples believe that if Senior Brotherly had their level of inner strength, first place would have been easily within his grasp. Because of this, Senior Brotherly once again drew the attention of higher authorities and was specially sent out of the sect to participate in several important external missions. While other new disciples were still training hard within the sect, he had already contributed significantly to the Seven Mysteries Sect and gained a formidable reputation in the martial world as the Fierce Tigerly. It is even said that he is about to be granted special permission to enter the Seven Perfections Hall to cultivate even more advanced martial arts. Hearing all this, Hanli couldn't help but feel moved. If everything said was true, then this Senior Brother Li was indeed extraordinary. To achieve such accomplishments as a mere registered disciple, he couldn't help but admire him. After a long delay and hesitation, a disciple from Zhang side finally mustered the courage to step forward. The disciple before him also appeared to be quite skilled. He drew a gleaming soft sword from his waist. The blade was only as thick as a thumb, supple and seemingly weightless. Clearly not something an ordinary, mediocre fighter could wield. Senior Brotherly sensed someone approaching and slowly opened his eyes, a sharp divine light flashing within them. He suddenly let out a thunderous roar, like a bolt of lightning cracking across a clear sky. The sound shook everyone's ears until they rang. The opponent also staggered from the impact, his face turning pale with fear. As the shout rang out, the long blade was already in motion. A streak of blade light flashed as chain techniques unfolded in succession. In an instant, it transformed into more than 10 overlapping blade shadows, trapping the opponent within a net of steel. The man was quite alert as well. Though somewhat flustered, his soft sword drifted unpredictably, sinister and cunning, defending himself without the slightest gap. Who is that guy? Hanli couldn't help but ask. That's Zhao Xiling, a disciple of the Fifth Elder. His willow-style sword technique is extremely troublesome. How does he compare to Senior Brotherly? Of course he's no match, Little Abacus said proudly. Then why doesn't Zhang send out someone stronger? Zhao Xiling is already the strongest among them. Besides, among our new disciples, who could possibly beat Senior Brotherly? It wouldn't matter who they sent. He laughed somewhat gleefully. As expected, although Zhao Xiling's sword technique remained orderly, his momentum was completely suppressed. Senior Brother Li's long blade pressed him down tightly. Any discerning eye could tell his defeat was only a matter of time. Hanli watched for a while and began to feel puzzled. I have something I find strange. Why aren't there any older Senior Brothers here? Even if they're not allowed to participate in the matches, there should at least be people coming to watch. But here, inside and outside the arena, there isn't a single older Senior Brother, only us new disciples in our teens. What's going on? Hanli asked bluntly. Upon hearing this, Little Abacus's expression changed. He looked at Hanli with a strange gaze, making him feel somewhat baffled. Had he asked something taboo? Senior Brother Han, you really are completely out of touch. How could you not know something so big? Even if you were in closed-door cultivation, your master should have told you, Little Abacus said, his tone turning suspicious. Without another word, Hanli took out a waste token from his body and handed it over. Senior Brother Han, what are you doing? How could I not trust you? The moment I saw you, I felt you looked familiar. I'm sure we've met before, huh? He quickly glanced at the token from the corner of his eye. Seeing it was genuine, he immediately forced a smile. Can you tell me now? Hanli remained concerned about his earlier question. Of course. Damn, I might have offended this guy, Little Abacus muttered inwardly. Outwardly, however, he honestly explained everything. It turned out that in recent years, the conflict between the Seven Mysteries Sect and the Wild Wolf Gang had intensified. The two sides had fought more than a dozen large and small battles over several wealthy towns of disputed ownership, suffering heavy losses in manpower. Because the members of the Wild Wolf Gang were trained like bandits, each one fought recklessly without regard for life or death. Once they saw blood, they became even more frenzied. In contrast, although the disciples of the Seven Mysteries Sect had superior martial skills, they lacked that ruthless edge and fought more cautiously. As a result, in most clashes, they suffered greater casualties. After several consecutive battles, the higher-ups of the Seven Mysteries Sect could no longer sit still. They sent out most of their inner sect disciples to participate in the ongoing series of conflicts. On one hand, those territories could not be lost. On the other, the disciples also needed to experience the harshness of the martial world and temper themselves in real combat. In the following battles, the Seven Mysteries Sect eventually gained the upper hand again, but the inner sect disciples suffered heavy casualties. Many of the older senior brothers who went out never returned. At this point, Little Abacus couldn't help but sigh. Later, the sect leaders changed their strategy again, allowing inner sect disciples to first undertake less important tasks and travel elsewhere for training. After gaining some experience in the martial world, they would then join the fight against the Wild Wolf Gang. This significantly reduced casualties. As a result, this strategy was formally incorporated into the sect rules over the past 2 years. All disciples, after completing their apprenticeship, must first descend the mountain for training before they could be assigned official positions within the sect. Thus, most of the older senior brothers on the mountain had been sent down. They were either currently entangled with the Wild Wolf Gang or out gaining experience. Aside from the necessary guards, only these young, untested disciples remained in the sect. Hearing this, Hanli suddenly understood the reason why things on the mountain were different from before. Bang! A loud crash rang out as a soft sword was sent flying into the air. Zhao Xiling clutched his right hand with his left, the tiger's mouth injured from the shock. His face turned pale as he staggered back several steps, gasping for breath. "I am from the Divine Hand Valley. Stop talking. First recover your strength properly. I can only wake you up temporarily. Your illness is very strange. I'm afraid only Dr. M.O. can save you, but unfortunately he is not on the mountain right now." Hanli took Senior Brother Li's pulse and frowned. "The medicine is..." Senior Brother Li became anxious, his lips trembling as he tried to lift his arm to say something, but failed. "You have a medicine for your illness on you?" Hanli immediately understood and asked. Seeing that Hanli had understood him, Senior Brother Li relaxed slightly and nodded with effort. Hanli did not stand on ceremony and searched his body, finding many miscellaneous items. Among them, he picked out a small white jade bottle. It was so finely made and so well sealed that it must be what he was looking for. He picked up the bottle and looked back at Senior Brother Li's expression. As expected, his face was now full of joy, and he was blinking desperately. Hanli opened the bottle cap. Unexpectedly, no medicinal fragrance came out. Instead, a strong, foul stench rushed out from within. Upon smelling it, Hanli's expression turned ugly. Carefully, he poured out a pink medicinal pill. The pill looked soft and delicate, yet it emitted such a disgusting odor. It was truly unbelievable. "Is this the pill?" Hanli's expression returned to calm. At this moment, Senior Brother Li was too anxious to speak and could only blink. "Marrow extraction pill. It is refined from Helan, scorpion tail flower, century-old blue ant eggs, a total of 23 rare materials. After refinement, it appears pink in color and gives off a strange foul odor. After consumption, it greatly overdraws the body's potential, using future lifespan to enhance the user's current abilities. Am I correct?" Hanli looked coldly at Senior Brother Li and spoke word by word, his tone leaving no room for doubt. Upon hearing this, Senior Brother Li's face immediately turned pale, without a trace of blood, revealing a panicked expression. "Once this pill is taken, it must be taken repeatedly at intervals. and the user must endure the inhuman pain of having their tendons torn and marrow drawn. If not taken, one will either suffer paralysis or die. Even if taken on time every time, within 10 years after the first dose, the user will inevitably die from life force exhaustion. Hanli continued, "Don't tell me that the pill in my hand is not the marrow extraction pill." Hanli paused slightly as he spoke. At this point, Senior Brotherly showed the despair of having his secrets exposed, yet his eyes also revealed an unbelievable and shocked expression. "Are you surprised? How do I know about such a rare pill?" Hanli saw his doubt and changed the subject to himself. "It's actually very simple. I have also taken one of these pills." Han Li's words struck like thunder, leaving Senior Brotherly completely stunned, though he soon revealed a disbelieving expression. "The way I took it was different from yours. I only consumed one pill in total, but divided it into 10 portions and took it over 10 times, using it as a medicinal catalyst for other medicines each time, so it had no harmful side effects. Because its appearance is so different from its smell, I remember it very clearly. I always thought that apart from the one I took, no one else in the world would actually consume such a secret medicine. I didn't expect someone in our own sect to have done so." After saying this, Hanli looked at Senior Brotherly with a gaze that was half admiring and half pitying. Senior Brotherly refused to meet that gaze, gently closing his eyes. Only the rising and falling of his chest showed how chaotic his emotions were. "You have been taking this medicine for several years, haven't you? If you stop now, I can ask Dr. M.O. to prepare another secret medicine for you. Although it cannot fully restore your lifespan, it can let you live another 20 or 30 years. However, your martial arts will be lost. If you continue taking it, judging from your condition today, you can only live another 5 or 6 years at most. Of course, during these years your martial arts will improve rapidly, faster than your current rate of progress. Since you dared to take such a secret medicine, you must be a resolute person. Decide for yourself. Will you continue taking it, or throw it away?"